Hey Cancer, how you doing today? My name is Cheryl Lynn, and although I'm late, I'm here to do your bonus reading. We are going to get them out right now. Let's see. So this, we're going to do all signs. This one's for my Cancers. That's the whole deal. Let's see. I got my timer on, so hopefully we won't run long. Here we go. So here we go. Cancer, Cancer, Cancer. I seem quite long-winded today for some reason. Let's see what we get. Alrighty, if you're a Cancer and you are currently dealing with an Aries, I get the High Priestess and the World. Well, this Aries is viewing whatever the dynamic between the two of you was at one point. This seems to be a dynamic that has come to pass. At this point, it looks as though the cycle between the two of you has closed out. It closed out due to a sense of secrecy or lies, is what I see here. Somebody wasn't being terribly honest, and it seems to have caused this to close. I do believe it's being viewed as a missed opportunity at this point, okay? If you are a Cancer dealing with a Taurus, I have the Ace of Swords and the Fool. So this Taurus is viewing you, Cancer, as somebody who has come into the truth and also stepped into their authenticity. And in doing so, they believe you're now ready to take a leap of faith towards them. So this is somebody who is definitely hoping that you are going to take this situation with them to the next level. That is what they are desiring to happen and what they feel is going to happen, okay? If you are a Cancer dealing with a Gemini, I have the Seven of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles. This Gemini is viewing you as somebody who's very defensive and somebody who have currently, the situation between you and this Gemini seems to have grown incredibly stagnant. It's not going forward, it's not going backwards, it's just kind of standing still, and it's over a sense of defensiveness. So something has obviously happened here to make the people involved feel unsafe, right? Or triggered, because nobody seems to be pushing this forward. I do get a side note on this one that this seems like the clock is ticking on this. So either y'all are going to figure it out or it's going to disband is how I feel about this. If you are a Gemini if you are a Cancer dealing with another Cancer, or if this is future Cancer sending a message to you now, we get the Strength card and the Ten of Swords. So this is like your future self telling you that you need to be strong towards a betrayal. So it looks as though you are trying to come out the other side of some sort of betrayal, and your future self is telling you to just stay the course, be strong, it'll come. Alrighty, if you are a Cancer dealing with a Leo, I have the Two of Cups and the Knight of Cups. So bar none, this Leo absolutely considers their situation with you to be a divine union, okay? And they are definitely willing to fight to try to keep the situation, above water, try to help it to grow. Now, what I am not positive on is that this is romantic. This could easily be a friendship. Whether this is a friendship or a relationship, whatever this is, it means the world to this Leo, and I feel it means the world to you. So this is something where there's just a ton of loyalty and a ton of respect. And this is something that I believe both of you will fight to try to keep above board. You know what I'm saying? There you go. If you are a Cancer dealing with a Virgo, I have the Magician and the Three of Swords. So this Virgo is viewing you as somebody who's quite heartbroken. They're also viewing you as somebody who can be very vengeful. So it's almost like they are concerned. I don't know. They feel as though you're heartbroken right now, and there's some concern here about your retaliation, maybe, for the heartbreak. They feel like you're manifesting some sort of retaliation. I don't feel like the retaliation is towards them, but I don't know, maybe they know who it's towards, or I don't know what's happening here, but they're very cautious about you and retaliation. If you are a Cancer dealing with a Libra, I have the Page of Pentacles and the Three of Pentacles. So this Libra just knows that they want to continue to collaborate with you, okay? This feels to me very situationshipy, maybe with hopes of something more coming about in the future, or it's a friend that's just seeing where things go. They're watching you build a new foundation, and they absolutely want to be part of it. They have a ton of faith in your ability to build abundance, okay? If you are a Cancer dealing with a Scorpio, I have the King of Wands and the Empress. So the Scorpio is viewing you as the Empress. They're seeing you firmly in your feminine, male or female, doesn't make any difference, but they are seeing you as all that, right? I mean, you're all four queens rolled into one. However, they're saying that you come across like the King of Wands, as far as you are somebody who right now does not want to be tied down or attached. don't know that that's a problem for them. That's how they're viewing you, but I wouldn't say that it's necessarily a problem. I think they're okay with that. This feels very strongly like situationshipy with strings attached, maybe a little bit, but not too much, right? But it's a fine line. If you are a Cancer dealing with a Sagittarius, I have the Queen of Cups and the Five of Cups. So the Sagittarius is viewing you as somebody who's very loving, very maternal, very psychic in some ways, somebody who has a very hard time holding up your boundaries. And I do believe that this is a situation with the Sagittarius where the Sagittarius has managed to walk all over those boundaries. I think that this is a situation that is a missed opportunity. I do believe that you have closed the door on this because of you've been hurt. And so now there is a sense of loss and regret. If you are a Cancer dealing with a Capricorn, I have the Seven of Cups and the Eight of Pentacles. So this Capricorn is viewing you as somebody who is totally committed to yourself. That's what they're saying. And you have a ton of options. I do believe this Capricorn is one of the options. They're on one of these roads you can pick to go forward, right? But you've yet to pick. And they don't have a lot of confidence in being the road you're going to pick. However, they're still hopeful. If you are a Cancer dealing with an Aquarius, I have the Three of Wands and the Knight of Swords. The Aquarius is viewing you as somebody who's on a crusade for clarity right now. You want to know where you stand in a situation with this Aquarius. The Aquarius wants you to go forward with them, no matter what the dynamic. I think they're feeling like no matter how they got to get you into their future, they just want you there. They'll figure it out later. You're not quite so sure about that. You want to know where you stand. If you are a Cancer dealing with a Pisces, I have the Nine of Pentacles and the Eight of Swords. So the Pisces is viewing you as somebody who's definitely standing firmly in your independence, but you're very much so up in your head about something with this Pisces. Something doesn't sit right with you. The math isn't mathing on something. So you're having a hard time closing the door on something that seems to be over, but you can't quite let it go until you can make it all make sense, is what it looks like. For Saturday, I've got you with the Hierophant and the Five of Wands. Definitely a sense of inner conflict towards something you have a higher level of commitment to. Okay, which seems to be a resounding theme here. You're not sure if you want to be committed to things, but you seem to have commitments out there. So that's that problem there. Sunday, we have the Six of Cups and the Six of Wands. There's something here you have a ton of history with, and you are quite concerned with how it's going to appear to others, how it's going to be received. This sounds to me like some sort of, with these 2 days together, it sounds like there's somebody you're trying to reconcile with, and you're very worried about how it's going to be taken when you reconcile with this person, because other people must be against the reconciliation or something. That's what that looks like for the weekend. Okay, that's what I have for you this week, Cancer. I hope this helps somehow, or you found it entertaining. Take care. Click.